כל השנה הנחות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא. בעזרת השם is starting with Mitzvoth Doraita today. Today is Friday, the 6th day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Kedoshim, second day of the month of Iyar. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll be discussing two Mitzvoth Doraita today. Mitzvah number 407, Mitzvah of breaking your vows. It's a prohibition in the Torah to break your vows. We'll learn more of the details. And B'ezrat Hashem also Mitzvah number 408, Mitzvah of designating a Jewish nation in their cities where they're residing in Israel must designate cities, specific locations where the families of Leviim will live. And let's discuss more. It's about 48 cities altogether. Even though the Torah mentions only 6, Arei Miklat, it's called in the Torah language, but in reality there are actually 48. So B'ezrat Hashem, the mitzvot of today is dedicated to Nishmat, all the people who are nifter in this world, who have not left any family members to pray for them, to down for them, or to learn on their behalf. So Hashem should take on their limud and be ma'aleh et nishmatam, and elevate their souls. Also, B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should have mercy on us, forgive us for all our sins. I want to dedicate and ask Hashem for refuah shlema b'kol cholei Amo Yisrael. And also, B'ezrat Hashem, all the people, all the chayalim, all the people who are watching over Am Yisrael, Hashem should protect them, no matter whether it's a Jew or a Goy, it doesn't matter. Hashem should protect all those people who are toiling for the Jewish nation and return them all home peacefully without any problems. And also we're going to ask Hashem for forgiveness and dedicate this limud for all the chatofim, all the shvuim, all the Jews who are in jails or wherever in the captivity. Hashem should return them all home and be ma'aleh otam b'kedusha v'torah. Mitzvah number 407. שנמנעו שלא לשנות מה שנחייב בנפשותנו בדיבור. So the Torah, many locations, you'll see it in many different various places, how important the Jews' word are. All right. The Gemara asks, what's Chilul Hashem? What is Chilul Hashem of a Talmid Chacham? A Talmid Chacham who takes things on credit. You have a supermarket, and Baruch Hashem, you put your phone number down, and they bill you once a month on your purchases. The Torah says this is Chilul Hashem. A Talmid Chacham is not allowed to take anything on credit. Pay for it on the spot. Ad kedei kach, that the importance of the value of chashivut of what you are. Over here, more than that, over here we're talking about a person made a statement. How important it is to be mekayem everything that comes out of your mouth. And specifically over here we're going to be obviously talking about vows, but it's all corresponding. We'll see that there is a lot related to that. You didn't make a swore. All you said is, I'm going to give $10 to High Lifeline. If you said, I'm going to give $10 to High Lifeline, you said something, right? Some say that it's actually, they'll write the vow that you said just those words. Once you magdish something Torah, it's not so easy to back out. Even though here, it's not a shavua, right? You said, I'm gonna dedicate this animal to the Beit HaMikdash. Right? The Torah, here we're going to be learning, it's talking about obviously Beit HaMikdash and all the Shavuot that you're pledging things to the Beit HaMikdash. Elohim hanedarim, כגון שיאמר האדם פירות העולם או פירות מדינה פלונית או מין פלוני של פירות אסורים עליו. Or here we're going to even say more to that. A person says, you know what, this Spaniards, the Inquisition was so evil, I'm not even going to eat anything imported from Spain. You know what he says? What did he do to himself? So haram. He made a big statement. Now he buys applesauce. How do you know this applesauce is not from apples from Spain? Today the world is so messed up. Everything is so. A person goes even further and he says, you know what, my wife, my dearie, stay away from me. I'll never touch you, I'll my life again, חס ושלום. וכיוצא באלו עניינים שחייב לקיים עליו, ועל זה נאמר, the Torah tells you over here, by uttering certain phrases in certain formats, that you're going to be obligated now, חס ושלום, you might break a severity of the Oraita במדבר, פרק 30, פסוק 3, לא יחל דברו. A person cannot just disavow his vow, he cannot not fulfill what he has stated. What does that mean? Lo ya'aseh devarav chulin. A person should not make his words just just words. Chulin is mundane words. כלומר, שיחייב על נפשו דבר ולא יקיימהו. A person who obligated or he designed that is going to be prohibited for his soul, so and he's not going to be bikayem, he's not going to fulfill it. ולשון גמרא שבועות, גמרא עודן, מסכת שבועות, דף חב עמוד ב', 20 page second side, אמרו זיכרונם לברכה, our sages told us, קונמות עובר משום לא יאכל דברו. If a person just konam is not a real statement of a vow, it's just even a hinting of a vow, right? And that also the Torah tells us that a person could be also over דאורייתא. וכן בכל מה שידור האדם לקורבן או לבדק הבית או לצדקה או לבית הכנסת וכיוצא בהן עובר עליהן משום לא יאכל. So if a person made any vows in any aspect of tzedakah or beit knesset or even more than right we're talking about here, and he doesn't pay on time, it's going to be mishum lo yachel. Now, what is on time? Now there's a big discussion. There's all big discussion. What does on time mean? Right? The korbanot have a different variety. Today, a person make up $1,000 pledge to the Knesset. When does he have to pay it? How soon he has to pay it? We'll see. אבל בעניינים אחרים, כגון הנודר לחברו דבר, או האומר דבר פלוני יעשה או לא יעשה, שלא כלשון נדר וישר קונמות. Now, if he says, something, he tells a person, not in the language of a vow or a promise or something, or in any aspect. ואף על פי שלא מכוער ולא יעשו כן רק בחוטא הנפש בבני אדם, אינו עובד ולא היחל, אלא בעניין שכתבנו, ואומרים על הכל, נאמר בתורה בדבר השקר תלחק. So again, if a person makes a statement, right? He even says, I'm making a neder to my friend, I promise you. Yeah, or I'm going to do something for you. There's other klalim already, like you see sometimes a person, I would like to talk with you. I'll be back. Call me at 1 o'clock. You know those guys? Call me 1 o'clock. You call them 1 o'clock for 5. I have a guy, a big guy that I want to, big guy, nothing. It's a small Joe Schmendel. He's not worth nothing. He's worth a few dollars in his pocket. But Baruch Hashem, I know much bigger people who are worth a billion times more than him. Return your phone call within less than 24 hours. So this guy once I came to him, yeah, okay. Call me tomorrow 1 o'clock, I'll speak with you. I was presenting a yeshiva over there once. 1 o'clock, till today. Can't call him till tomorrow. Ain't gonna answer the calls. So now, technically speaking, he's not over Yisrael. Right? He didn't say much. Call me tomorrow. Yeah, he lied to you. That's the sheker. That's the sheker that has nothing to do with the Yisur of Lo Yachel. Ramban Zal Katav. Omnam, the rabbi says over here, points out very strongly that this is a chutei nefesh, people who have zero respect for themselves. They have zero respect for themselves. Obviously, they have no respect for you, and such a thing a person should be staying away from. But Ramban Zal Katav, shtei mitzvot chalukot ein. Ramban is arguing. Ramban says there's two different mitzvot: nidrei gavoa and nidrei bitui. Right? So the Ramban he says that over here it cannot cultivate the mitzvah of promising to tzedakah or promising what is it? Tzedakah lebeit knesset v'chayotze b'hen over alehem mishum lo yachel. Rambam, the Chinuch explains the Rambam that it has to mean that everything, even the things that have nothing to do with the Mikdash. Ramban, on the other hand, says no. Two different elements. One element is for Gaboy, Beit Mikdash. Over here, Mitzvot 575 Ramban points out with that. That's talking about between people. That's why people, but nothing to do with the Mikdash. That's in a relative, and it's a different Yisur D'Oraita. And like I told you, there are many locations in the Torah that actually point that out, where a person has to be very careful with everything that comes out of his mouth. Sure, we're not talking about careful with everything that comes out of his mouth, that he should be modest and should be, that's besides the point. But I'm talking about when you're cultivating and dealing with other people, that every word has to have a meaning, and a feeling into it. You can't just say, like we said, to a person, come to my office tomorrow 5 o'clock, and you could come tomorrow and the next day, in the next 5 years, you'll never meet him there at 5 o'clock. Why? Because he leaves usually at 4 o'clock home. I've been to those people also. Okay, Shoresh Mitzvah, as appropriate, the Chinuch is going to give us a root of this commandment. בעניין הדרים, השבועות, לקיים על כל דבר. כתבתי כבר בסדר, so he says in the mitzvah number 30. Right? In Parshat Yitro over there. What? The mitzvah number 30. Let's see if we're going to enter that to us over here in the bottom. What is we talking about over there? כתב לקיים כל דבר. תתבע, כלומר נדר או שבועה. עניין רבינו נוקט בלשון הכתוב במגילה. Okay. כל דבר. All right, basically, again, as we already said, he already hinted it earlier. It's a low life. A person who utters words and really don't mean what he's saying is a portion of the low life, as he already said earlier. And that a person should not, chas v'shalom, be in that category. How do you fulfill this mitzvah? Hu eino mechel aval acherim mochalin lo. So a person is not obligated himself. He's not able to annul his vow, but others could. You go now. You could go to three Talmidei Chachamim. Yeah. Now over here, mitzvah number 407. Everybody is busy, right? Mitzvah the Atarat Nedarim, Erev Yom Kippur, Erev Rosh Hashanah. Right? So anybody asks you now, where do you see that mitzvah from? In the Chinuch, he actually mentions it over here, mitzvah 407, where you have a concept of three dayanim be mochel his vow. You go, okay, or yachid mumche, or you go to one Talmid Chacham who delves into this mitzvah of this concept. Okay, שכתוב במצווה הקודמת. והוא הדין גם כן שנשאלין על ההקדשות ועל הצדקות כל זמן שלא באו לידי גבאי. Well, now what about a person that is something chidush and that here he tells us that there is a concept. Sounds like you could, if somebody makes a vow of an animal, and before he brings it, that he actually could go שנשאלין על ההקדשות ועל הצדקות כל זמן שלא באו לידי גבאי. So as long as you didn't give it over the animal, you could still say what? You could what? Would be choser on you? That דברים ליתירם. י"ח. So he explains over here. Oh, so in order not to make a mistake, the rabbi over here in the art school, he brings it down in the Pirush. אין דבר רבינו כאן עוסקים בנדר של נדר אדם לתת צדקה או להקדיש דבר. This is not talking about where you could, before he goes to the Gizbar, that you said, I'm going to fulfill certain mitzvahs. שכן אלא הם נדרים ממש ושנם בתורה הדרה כנדרי איסור. Right? It's not talking about what you said, this animal is dedicated to Beit HaMikdash. You could be choser. Chas v'shalom. The animal becomes asur, so you can't say, I'm going to take off the isur from it. It's not talking about that. What is he talking about? What, even though let's say you pledged, you're going to give an animal to Beit HaMikdash. You're going to give an animal. You didn't designate an animal. In your mind, you said, Harei alai para. Harei alai para le Beit HaGabayit. You said, I'm going to give a cow to Beit HaGabayit. So in that case, since you didn't point out which para, you didn't point out which animal you're giving, so there's no Yisur Chalal anything. It's your word. You said, I'm going to give a para. Right? To Beit HaMikdash. So in this instance, you're allowed to go to Chacham and you say, listen, Chacham, if I knew that the stock market is going to go down 70%, I would never dedicate a para to the Beit HaMikdash. What do you want from me? So in that case, the Chacham could be material. Because in reality, you did not designate a para. So the para has to, something that has, once you dedicate a para, you said this para to Beit HaMikdash, finished. You can't go back on it. That's not what the Rabbi meant here. What he means here, the article explains, is talking about the other way around, where you just made a vow. So just like you make a vow with your mouth, you didn't make any, what's his name, anything that's concrete. That you could be choser without any problem. ואפילו על התרובה ועל החלה עברו זכרונם לברכה, שנשאלין עליהן עד שלא באו להיות כהן. Now, 1 second. So now we're going to need more explanation. What about truma? Truma, you're actually separating. You're actually separating aside. You're putting aside the truma or chala, or you took off the chala, right, from the dough. So how you explain that? What is the Aspal going to say here? So what is that nishalin alein? It's obligated. He says שnishalin עליהן ניתן לבקש התרה על הפרשת הפטרה עד שלא באו ליד כהן. Yeah, what do you want to say?
No.
זה בית people, no problem. הרי שאדם מפריש תרומה מתבואתו או חלה מעיסתו, עליו ליתנה לכהן. כפי שהתבהר באיור הקודם מהיר, תורה לעיקר הדיבור לבטל כך, ייחוד או שום השבחה לא על דברי הדיבור. לכן מועיל התורה לעקור הפרשה לעשות תרומה. אולי כדרך שביארנו שם, עשה מעשה על פי שוב אין התורה מועילה לעקרו. So I don't know, and again he's saying like this. That's the only scenario that I could say over here. He says, I don't know. Once you separate it, how can you go back on the truma? Truma is truma. Can you mix it? You're going to mix it back? Once you mix it back, you need 200 against it to take it back. Right? Let's say, what's the rules of truma? Truma, it's mixed up with, mixed up with other fruits.
Yeah.
So once you took off truma, which is 2%, and you mixed it up with the other fruits, you need 200. You need double. It's not 1 to 100. It's truma. 1 to 100. In order to batel truma. So let's say you have 10 apples. 10 apples of truma, and you have 100 apples and 1,000 apples of regular, and that mixes in. It's okay. Now you can eat the whole thing. You need 1 to 100, 1 to 100. Big machlokes, 1 to 200, whatever. So now, how can you put this back? Once you declare the truma something, so the rabbi says over here. So Hartzko points out that's the same concept. Once you separate it, it cannot be mixed in, unless he says, go separate truma, right, to his workers or something, and then he's chozer back. What happened was he received a container from his field, 1,000 cases of apples, right? And so he told his employee, okay, all the apples are here. Yes, all the apples are here. Separate truma. Okay? So now they're about to go separate truma. What's going on? He's getting a phone call. The manager who was driving the second half of the trucks calls up. We were delayed. He thought all the trucks are inside the field already, inside the barn. So maybe in that case, with the rabbi means over here, it could be chozer, and he could say, no, hold off the truma yet until all the apples go in. Until all the apples go in, then take off the truma, because you can't take off that something's not in front of you. In that case, in the case of where you want to separate truma, you have to have everything in the barn or whatever. In that concept. Okay. This mitzvah is of chas v'shalom lo yachel devaro, disavowing or chas v'shalom not fulfilling your vows. It's a sur for men or women and forever. It's never not like only the things that shayach to the time of the Mikdash. This is even shayach today. Well, I used to say go to the moon. There is nobody flew to the moon. It's so fake. The whole thing is hoax over here. It's crazy people. I was crazy with the. Now YouTube is gonna censor me. Yeah. Oh, you said the moon landing was hoax. Go to NASA, the fake organization. They'll tell you it's not a hoax. Okay. I love this. All right. ועובר על זה הבן אדר או אסר יסר על נפשו בלא שבוע בלא קיימו עבר עליו זה. So over here, a person who made a neder on himself or made a prohibition on himself, even though he didn't swear that he's going to fulfill it or not fulfill it, and he transgresses it, he transgresses a sin. אבל אין לו כי עליו, לפי שאין בו מעשה, וזהו שבור זכרון הברכה. Now, however, he doesn't get lashed for it because there is no action. שנשבע וממהר ותעלל חברו בשם לוקם, אף על פי שאין שם מעשה. Even though we said that if a person swears or curses a person in the name of Hashem, over there he gets lashes, even though there is no deed. Over there there's a shvuah, there's a swear. אבל משום לאו, but prohibition, then לא יאכל בנדר או יסר, לא ושלא בשבועה, אינו בו מלכות. Over here, since there is no swearing in Hashem's name in anything, and he didn't, and even though he broke it, he doesn't get lashed because there is no real action. Mitzvah number 408. Shabbat shalom ilam. So we have like this. Mitzvah, they said designating Leviim cities. So now we'll see. We'll do it quickly. What time you have to leave?
I got a
7:30. Okay, we have a few minutes. Okay. Yeah?
like 10 minutes.
No, less than 10 minutes. We'll be done. Okay, mitzvah number 408. Mitzvah of designated cities for the Leviim. שהצטוו ישראל לתת לשבט ללוי ערים לשבת בהן אחר שאין להם חלק בארץ. Leviim were all dedicated to the service of Beit HaMikdash, to Hashem. They are prohibited owning lands. They're not allowed to buy any. There's no nachala. We'll discuss maybe they're allowed to buy, but I'm saying they're not allowed to have anything inheritance in the land ever. Okay, so in that aspect, because of that, the Jews are obligated to set aside for them cities where they will be residing. Okay, as it says in Bamidbar, chapter 35, second pasuk. So they command the Jewish nation to give from their inheritance in their sections for cities for them to live in. And it says over there in the end of the parasha, and it has to be altogether 48 cities where the Levites will be residing. Also, all those cities, it's not 6 cities only designated as cities of refuge. So you know what a city of refuge is? Sure. Somebody kills somebody by mistake, he has to run because the relative, the kin, next of kin, is allowed to kill him. The person who killed somebody by mistake. So in this case, in order for the next of kin not to kill him, he's allowed to save himself running into the city of refuge. And those cities of refuge are specifically dedicated to the cities of the Levites, the families of Levites live. Now, Levites mean Levi and Kohen. It's not just Levi. All the Mishnah. Ve'ulam b'kulan haya lo miklat. So on all 48 of them, that it was a city of refuge. ובסדר שופטים במצוות ערי מקלט, בסימן זה mitzvah number 520, where it discusses the cities of refuge. נכתוב בעזרת השם מה בין מיוחדות. We'll discuss specifications. The Torah only talks about 6 cities, like the Moshe Rabbeinu designated 3 cities while he was alive. Then when Yeshua led the Jewish nation into Eretz Canaan, the Yeshua corresponding to the cities of Moshe Rabbeinu designated an additional 3 cities, right? That's what Yeshua did. But besides that, there were another 42 that the Torah commands us to give to the Leviim. In that aspect, there is a difference between them. The Gemara discusses, the Rabbi says in Mitzvoth 5:20, we will discuss the difference between those 2 kinds of cities. Each one has its own the 6 corresponding to the 42. The 6 that I mentioned in the Torah openly.
Are those 6 within the 42?
No, but additional 42.
Additional.
The 42 of the other, they have lesser protection, meaning they have a lesser of protection towards this person from the Goel Adam. So it's certain aspects. We'll discuss there, Mitzvah number 520, what's the difference between the 6 mentioned in the Torah that specifically Moshe Rabbeinu and Yeshua designated, and then the 42 that are additional added. שורש מצווה זו ידוע הוא כי שבט הלוי מבחר השבטים ונכון לעבודת בית השם. The foundation of this mitzvah is because the nation, the tribe of Levites were dedicated to servicing Hashem, and they were chosen for that. ואין לו חלק על ישראל, חלק עם ישראל, בנחלת השדות וכרמים. And in that aspect, they are, sort of speak, the Levites' families are exempt from the toil and exempt from this obligation and responsibility of ownership of the land. People think, I own the land, and then what? All the weeds and all the garbage that's there, and watch destruction. Like over here, if you have in Florida, you own a house, you don't cut your grass, they'll give you a ticket. There's so much responsibility from owning a land. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not want the Leviim to be busy with that. What does he want them to be busy with? In Beit HaMikdash. They're all day concerning themselves how to do the mitzvah. Hashem, again, don't forget, the responsibility of this Shevet is to make sure that we, as Jews, go out in the business world and we are successful or we're doing something that will not cause us harm. And it's all obviously because of the Leviim, all the Rabbanim sitting and learning Torah, and they're not very busy themselves with business, is the real protection. Just like the Kohanim and Leviim in the time of the Beit HaMikdash, they were exempt from toiling on the fields, because Hashem does not want them to be busy with that. Because you need an element, a group of the Jewish nation who will be sustaining the world. And who are sustaining the world? Kohanim and Leviim. The whole concept of Korban Tamid, the whole concept of it's amazing, right? The Korban at night, the Korban in the morning would be forgiving all the sins at night. Which sins? Yeah, the person is what sins we're talking about? You know which sins? A person for 5 minutes just closed his eyes where he didn't supposed to close his eyes. He's supposed to be learning. Every Jew is obligated to learn Torah 24/7. 24/7. There's no heter. People think, no, I'm a human being. No, Habibi. Halacha says, Torah obligates every Jew to learn Torah 24/7. Now we give you leeways. You need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to go to the bathroom. Your needs are giving you permission not to learn Torah. But just to sit and waste, as they say in America, what they say that word?
Kill time.
Kill time. Kill time. You know what kill time is? Kill time is not utilizing your potential. And because you're not utilizing your potential, somebody has to come and fix that. Who is that? The Chachamim. The rabbis, the Leviim, Kohanim of this generation, every generation. The rabbis are learning Torah and promoting Torah and fighting about what they have to fight about. Why does you see this Rabbanim, crazy rabbis, going around and giving shiurim, driving here and there? Avram, they're getting a salary from that. What salary? What's up? You know, they asked once Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky came. There was what's his name? There was two people came to collect tzedakah. So one guy comes to the rich man, and the rich man sees that he's learning Torah. He has a question in the Gemara, he doesn't have an answer. So he asks the guy who came to ask for the donation. He also didn't know the answer. So he gave him $1,000. Dog spoke to him nicely. Here's $1,000 for your yeshiva. Okay. That guy went back, and tomorrow is his friend from Israel, another yeshiva, says, "You going to that Gvir?" Yeah. This is the sugya. Go open the Gemara. Go open the Gemara, and you'll learn what he wants. Maybe he'll give you more. He came to collect the money, and they spoke about the sugya because the rabbi overnight learned the whole Gemara, all the Rishonim, and made it so beautiful for the rich man. The rich man gave him a $10,000 donation. So they came to Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky. What should he do? Maybe it's wrong. Maybe I lied to the rich man. He says, "What do you mean you lied to the rich man? You sat with him and you learned with him half hour, and he gave you a $10,000 check? Haram. He's supposed to give you $10 million check. Yeah. You know how much Torah is worth?" So the rabbi goes around, he gets, let's say, even $2,000, the best speaker, 1 hour. The rabbi comes around for $2,000, he gets a speech. Oh, but we can pay this guy. What do you mean? Who told this rabbi to go around and waste his time on an airplane and driving around and going to shiurim and for $2,000, that's money. That's money. He could sit and learn. What does he need all the toil? You know why? His toiling is actually, is preventing, is exempting from the balabati who came to the shiur, killing their time, so to speak. His toiling prevents them from being harmed from that. His toiling is preventing them from being harmed from that, killing time. That's the whole. That's what Kohanim and Leviim are. ובני גודל מעלתם וכושר בעולם, ואכן ערכם נבחרה ארצם לקלוט כל ההורג. Now even more than that, because what am I saying right now? Just like that, I'm just I'm telling you words. Oh, Rabbi Sofer, you sound it's so romantic, right? The rabbi toiling. No, look what it is. Why did Hashem designate 48 cities of refuge in the Leviim cities? Because of that. Because they're Torah learning. They're constantly berating themselves with Torah, and they're pushing and they're talking and they're more because of their Torah. It's actually again on a person who killed by somebody by mistake. Now it's even going to prevent not just physically, spiritually, even physically. So much so that the next of kin cannot come to the city and kill him. Cannot come to the city. Torah tells us, gives us permission. The next of kin, if somebody kills somebody by mistake, go and kill that guy. But only on the roads, only away from Torah. If he's in the Torah, stay away. If he is in a refugee city of Leviim, so that's what you see. That's the concept. We have nothing else to do. Of course, Rabbi Shofar, you're going to praise Rabbanim, right? What else are you going to do? The Torah tells us. Here's the chinuch. Clearly, he tells you. The Torah toiling, the concept of the Leviim, because they were not busy with land, because they didn't have to go to Parnasah, they're protected the ones who are toiling, and they have all this fights between each other. This guy was fixing a roof, he fell down and he killed the guy, right, by mistake, as the Torah outlines over there. ואותם אחר בדבר, כי בהיותם אנשי לבב ידועים במראות המידות וחוכמות וחוכמות. These people are heart people. The Torah makes you a person of a heart. And what? You're going to see a person coming to your city who just murdered somebody by mistake. You're going to do everything to make sure to suppress his urge of what? What is his urge right now? Haram, I killed somebody. I'm a murderer. Why am I alive? Look at me. So no, the heart of Leviim is going to bring him down, and don't hate yourself. Don't look for trouble. Relax. Everything will be good. Everything is from Hashem. And they're going to actually elevate him from the depression. He's depressed. He's depressed. Nobody's happy for killing somebody by mistake. Chas v'shalom. As we know, there are many stories where the drivers on Shabbat killed children running on Shabbat over there. They do tshuva. They mitzvah. Zug, korban. So that's just... again, obviously it's understood on its own. The Rabbi says how to fulfill this mitzvah. And Bezat Hashem, we should know only good things. And those who need to work, go to work. It should be no suffering, and it should be easy in Parnasah Bezat Hashem.